If you've lived with cats for any length of time, you probably feel pretty confident that you understand them fairly well. After all, how complicated can a cat really be, right? Food, sleep, occasional chaos at 3 a.m. Pretty straightforward. But here's the funny thing. Some of the most common facts people believe about cats are actually completely wrong. And unless you work in animal behavior or spend your weekends reading feline research papers for fun, which, honestly, respect if you do, there's probably at least one myth you've believed for years without realizing it. In fact, one of the things on this list causes a surprising number of problems between cats and owners. And most people don't even realize they're doing it. Especially number 5. We'll get there. For now, let me just say this. If you get that one wrong, it's not fun for you. And definitely not fun for your cat. A lot of what we think we know about cats isn't actually true. And some of those myths don't just confuse owners. They quietly change the way people interact with their cats every single day. Now don't worry, this isn't one of those everything you've ever done is wrong situations. Your cat is probably not holding secret meetings about your failures behind the washing machine. But there are a few behaviors most people completely misread. And once you understand what's actually happening, your cat starts making a whole lot more sense. So buckle up. Because the next time your cat does something bizarre, dramatic, or mildly supernatural, you might finally know why. 1. My cat is seeing ghosts. The wall-staring myth. Let's start with the classic horror movie moment. Your cat staring at the wall, tracking something invisible, maybe even following it across the ceiling. It's unsettling, and your brain goes, yeah, that's not normal. But here's the part most people miss. Your cat's senses are operating in a completely different world than yours. They can hear higher frequencies, detect tiny movements, pick up subtle vibrations in the air. So what looks like nothing might actually be a tiny insect in the wall, dust drifting in airflow, or even faint sounds you physically can't detect. They're not reacting to the supernatural. They're reacting to detail. Think about that for a second. Your cat isn't being weird. They're just noticing a layer of reality you don't have access to. And once you realize that, another behavior starts to make a lot more sense. 2. The belly trap. It's not an invitation. You've seen it. The roll, the stretch, the exposed belly. It looks like trust. It feels like an invitation. But then, you go in for the pet and immediately regret your life choices. So what happened? Here's the shift. When a cat shows their belly, they're not saying, pet me. They're saying, I feel safe enough to be vulnerable. That's a huge difference. The belly is one of the most sensitive, unprotected areas of their body. So exposing it? That's trust. Touching it without permission? That's crossing a line. Think of it like someone leaving their front door open because they trust the neighborhood. That doesn't mean you just walk in. And this misunderstanding connects to something even more subtle. Because sometimes what we think is affection isn't quite what it seems. 3. Purring equals happy. Not always. We hear a purr and instantly relax. It's the sound of a happy cat, right? Usually, yes, but not always. Cats also purr when they're stressed, in pain, at the vet, or trying to calm themselves down. So what's going on? Researchers believe purring may actually serve as a kind of self-soothing mechanism. The frequency of the vibration may even help with healing and tissue repair, which means your cat might purr when they're comfortable or when they're trying to become comfortable. That's a pretty big difference. And it leads to a simple but important shift. Don't just listen to the purr, look at the context, because the same behavior can mean very different things. And speaking of misunderstood signals, this next one gets people scratched more often than they'd like to admit. 4. Tail wagging equals happy, not for cats. Dog owners, this one's for you. A wagging tail usually means excitement, right? Not with cats. In fact, it's often the opposite. A fast, flicking, swishing tail in a cat usually means overstimulation, irritation, focused attention. or please stop doing that immediately. It's more like a warning signal than a greeting. So when someone sees a cat's tail whipping around and thinks, oh, they're excited, that's how you end up needing bandages. Think about this for a second. Cats don't escalate instantly. They signal first, subtly, then clearly, then directly. The tail is often that middle step. And if you catch it early, you avoid the final step entirely. 5. Milk is good for cats. It's really not. We've all seen the image. A happy cat, a bowl of milk. It feels right. But here's the reality. Most adult cats are lactose intolerant. After weaning, they stop producing the enzyme needed to digest lactose properly. So when they drink milk, it can lead to stomach discomfort, digestive issues, and yes, the kind of mess you don't want to deal with later. And the tricky part? They'll still drink it because it tastes good. So it's not about what they like, it's about what their body can actually handle. And that brings us to another myth where instinct and reality don't quite match up. 6. Cats are low maintenance, the quiet myth. This one sounds harmless. Cats are independent, easy, low effort, right? Well, sort of. Cats don't need constant attention the way some dogs do, but that doesn't mean they don't need structure. They rely heavily on routine, predictability, environmental stimulation. When those things are missing, you might start to see unusual behavior, restlessness, attention-seeking, or even stress-related habits. Here's the key shift. Cats aren't low maintenance. They're quietly dependent on consistency, which is why small changes like feeding times, play routines, or environment can have a bigger impact than most people expect. And once you understand that, a lot of random behavior suddenly starts to feel predictable. 7. Cats are loners who don't love you, the quiet bond myth. This one doesn't sound dramatic, but it might be the most misleading of all. Cats are independent, aloof. They don't really bond the way dogs do. At least, that's the story. But here's where it gets interesting. Cats do form strong attachments to their humans, just not in loud, obvious ways. Instead of jumping, barking, or demanding attention, they show connection through proximity. Sitting near you, following you quietly from room to room, sleeping in the same space, not always interacting, just being there. And that subtle presence, that's not indifference, that's trust. Some studies even suggest cats form attachment styles similar to human infants, seeking comfort, familiarity, and security from specific people. Think about that for a second. Your cat isn't ignoring you. They're choosing to exist around you, which, in cat language, is actually a pretty big deal. And once you start noticing those small signals, the slow blinks, the quiet check-ins, the accidental tail wrap, you realize something. They've been communicating the whole time, just not in a way we were trained to recognize. So let's go back to that moment at the beginning. Your cat staring at the wall. You thought maybe something strange was happening, but now, you know it's not mystery. It's sensitivity, awareness, instinct. And that same idea applies to everything we talked about. The belly trap, the tail signals, the purring, even the milk myth. None of it is random. It's just behavior, seen through the wrong lens. And once you adjust that lens, living with a cat gets a whole lot easier, a little less confusing, and honestly, a lot more interesting. Because your cat hasn't changed. You've just started to see them more clearly. All right, I should probably go check why my cat is staring at the corner again. This time, I'm guessing it's not ghosts. Probably. FurEver.